Hello, what's up guys? This is Ravindra Kanetkar and today in this video we are going to implement user registration and login in Django, and for that we are using Django default user model. But to understand all these concepts very clearly we have to do actual coding. So let's start. Now the very first step is installation part. We need to download Python and Django for that. Just search Python download for that and you will be directed to this page. Click on download button and your download will be started, but I'm not going to download it because I have already downloaded it. Now the second step is installing Django. So search command prompt in your search bar. I can make it bigger for you. Just type pip install Django. It may take some time. I have already downloaded it, but in your case it may be different. Make sure that your Python version is greater than 3.5, maybe latest, okay, because Django supports Python version greater than 3.5. Okay, the third thing that we are going to require is Visual Studio Code or a code editor. You can use of your choice. So download this from here. I have already downloaded it, so I'm not going to download it again. Okay, now your installation part is over. I have already created accounts project folder in my project folder, so I am going to open this folder in my Visual Studio Code. Just right click and click open with code. As you can see here, there is nothing in here, so we need to create our project, and for that just type Django admin start project, and here comes the name of your project. I will give name as accounts only. Okay, it will create one accounts folder in our accounts subfolder. Okay, now it has created one accounts folder, and in that folder we have another accounts folder and one manage.py file. Now this is actual our project level setup with settings.py file, urls.py file and all these things. Okay, now we need to create our app. Okay, so just type cd and your project name, then python manage.py and start app, and here comes the name of the app. I will name it as my app only. Yeah, it has created one folder of my app with some admin.py and with some files. Okay, we will check if server is running properly or not, and for that just type python manage.py run server, and it should work. We haven't done anything yet, but we will do in future. It should work properly, and it is working. It is very great. Yeah, it is working. Now let's configure our project. So in settings.py file we will add first our temp directory. So temp dir equal to os, not small os, dot path dot join. We will join our base directory, which is mentioned here, which is defined here, with our templates folder. We will name our templates folder as templates only. We haven't created one folder. Let's create one folder. In top level accounts folder, just right click and new folder. We will name it as templates. Make sure that this name and this name should be same. Okay, now this temp dir just copy from there, and in template section just copy here. Okay, we are telling actually our project that we have created one templates folder and we will be accessing all the HTML files from here. Okay, now the second step, that is we need to specify our app in installed app section. So in installed app section just mention your app name, that is my app. Now we will be requiring 3 HTML files, that is index.html, register.html and login.html obviously. So in templates we will create one folder. Actually we will name it as our app name, that is my app, and inside my app we will create 3 files. Now our files are ready. Just write something in our file. Yeah, we will name our title as user authentication. Yeah, maybe, yeah. And body we will welcome user, welcome my friend. Yeah, welcome my friend. Now what we need to do actually, in your project level urls.py file, yeah, this is project level urls.py file. Now we will create one urls.py file in our app folder, okay, in our app level section, that is urls.py file. Now as we have specified here, we will import one thing, that is include. Now what include will do, path at home level, that is index level, we will be including our app.urls.py file. Okay, now we are specifying actually at the home level URL, we will include our myapps.url, that is whatever URLs we will write here will be included from here. Okay, now we will do as we have done here, we will do our in our app level section. Okay, so from django.urls import path first, then url patterns equal to first path will come. This will obviously an index page, so views.index name will be equal to index. Okay, we haven't created index function or register function yet, we will create. Okay, so path, one URL will be for register, and this URL users can register, views.register name equal to register. Similarly for login, path login slash, here views.login name equal to login. Done. We have set up our URL patterns, and now it should give error, the server is stopped because actually it has given us error, but we will run our server. There is some error, views is not defined, so we need to include our views file. There is views file here, but we haven't created anything, but we will include from dot, that is my app import what, views. Okay, now it has given us, as you can see here, it has given us another error, that is my app.views has no attribute index, because we haven't created any index here. So we will going to create def index which takes request, and returns rendered HTML, request and index.html. Okay, now server is running properly. Let's run this. Templates doesn't exist. Yeah, there is one problem. We have created one my app folder, and inside that my app folder we have created these files. So we need to mention my app slash. So inside my app there is index.html file. Grab that file and return to the user, and it should work. Yeah, welcome my friend. It is working properly. Now we need to do 3 things. Just quit the server by Ctrl+C, python manage.py migrate. It will run all the migrations. Okay, now after that python manage.py make migrations. This is the second command, no changes detected, We will run migrate command once more to check whether migrations are there or not. And finally we will create one super user. Create super user, and I will name my username as Ravindra. That's my name. Email address as ravi.gmail.com. You can specify anything for now, and password will be 123. It will not going to show here, but don't get confused. 123 again. Yeah, why? Super user created successfully. Congratulations. Now we will going to run our server. Yeah, server is running. Now let me show you something, guys. Okay, now it is working properly. Admin, there is URL called admin. Now we will log in by Ravindra 123. Now there is users model or users table actually there, which has, now we have created one super user that is with name Ravindra. Now it has came here, and let's see what's inside that. That is username, password, first name, last name, email address, and all these things. Now we can use this model in our actual project. Now what we are doing implementing our user registration and login. Now instead of creating separate model for that, if we want to use these things, we can use this user model in register.html. Let's type something. It will be register page, yeah, and for login it will be HTML5. For login it will be login page. Now let's create one form which we are going to accept from user, that is CSRF token. It is basically for safety purpose or security purpose. We will require one input, and there will be one button with submit input. Let's see is this form is rendered or not. Now in index.html file, where is index.html file? Let's close this, all these things. Index.html5, we will create one anchor tag with href, that is link will be equal to we have to use this formatting URL, and here register URL will come here, and yeah, when this register link will be clicked, this URL will boost up. Okay, not boost up, it will check whether that URL is there or not. In our urls.py file, in our URL, where is our urls.py? In urls.py file there is register. Here we have specified register name here, so it will check whether register is here or not. As we can see, register is here. It will call register function. That's it. Okay, let's come to our index.html file. Similarly, copy this, just paste this. Similarly we will do for login, and you may be feeling confused that why I'm doing all these things. We will specify. I am going to specify all these things later on. Okay, so one will be for login. So let's see. Yeah, two links are created, register and login. So if we click register, yeah, we have, as you can see, the form is there. I can make it bigger for you. Yeah, with username, password, email. So now username will be, let's say Ravindra, not Ravindra, Kshitij. Password will be 1234, and email will be kshitij@gmail.com. Hit on submit. Nothing will work. okay, because we haven't done anything. So now we will check whether request dot method is equal to post or not. Okay, if it is equal to post, then we need to get that values. Okay, so username will be equal to request dot post dot get username. Okay, similarly password equal to request dot post dot get password, and for email will be equal to request dot post dot get email. Okay, now we have taken that values, form values in our actual variables, that is username, password and email. Now we need to add these values in our user model, so we need to import that model first. So from Django dot contrib dot auth dot models import user. So user model is here, but we have to check first that username is already there in our database or not. Okay, to avoid misconception. Okay, we will check that if user dot objects dot filter, we will filter our username equal to username dot exists. Okay, not email equal to email. Now we will check whether user, that object, that that model has a username already there or not. If it is not there, save this data into our database, but if it is there, we need to show some error message to the user. Okay, so if it is there, we can do something, pass, but if it is not there, we need to do messages dot info, which will take request and some error info. Username already exists from Django dot contrib import messages. Okay, do we have to check that email already exists or not? Yeah, we can check. So we will check another if, that is user dot objects dot filter with email equal to email. Okay, dot exist. Something we have done wrong here. Okay, if user dot yeah, it will return true. Dot exist, it will return true. So we need to fire this error here. Are you getting it? And we don't have to check this for now. If user dot object dot filter email dot email equal to exist, email equal to email dot exist. Now if it exists, we need to call or this messages. Okay, so messages dot info request email already exists. Okay, now in else part, we can save our data. So data will be equal to user, and we will specify username will be equal to username, password will be equal to password, and email will be equal to email. That's it. Now we have to call data dot save method. Now if by doing this code, by writing this code, data will be saved into your database. Now we can add one message, that is messages dot success, which takes request and user created successfully. User will be equal to authenticate, yeah, which will take username will be equal to username and password will be equal to password. Then we can log in our user by writing request and user. Okay, after that we can redirect to our home page. Okay, now this should work properly. Let's reload this page. Yeah, by clicking register, username will be Kshitij, password will be 1234, email will be kshitij@gmail.com and hit submit. Authenticate is not defined. We haven't imported our authenticate and login function. We need to import that. So from django.contrib.auth import authenticate and login. Okay, so now this should work. Let's reload, hit continue. Yeah, and our user is registered. It has saved, but it is saying that invalid password format or unknown hashing algorithm. Now why that error came? Because we are creating its instance, actually the object's instance. We are not creating actual user. So this is not the way of doing that. So we will write user dot objects dot create user. Password will be equal to password and email will be equal to email. Now why I am doing this? Because you need to understand that why that errors are coming and how to handle that errors. Okay, so by doing this, our object that user will be created. Now we can say message.success, all these things. Okay, and we will authenticate our user by that username and password, and similarly after login we will be redirecting to the home page. But as you can see that this login function and this login function is same, so we need to do one thing, that login as auth login. You can do anything as auth login. Okay, now we will call that auth login function here, and our work is done. Let's see if user is getting created or not. Register, username will be equal to let's see, Rasika 123 rasika@gmail.com. Yes, CSRF verification is there. We don't need to do anything with this. Our user is created successfully. But as you can see here in views.py file, we have redirected to the home page. Now what about these messages? Now we need to just call these messages in our actual index.html file where that messages will come. Okay, I think we have to say, okay, oh yeah, that's the error. We haven't sent messages from here. So messages will be equal to messages. Now message will be not passed like this, message will be passed like this. Now this is variable, actual data which should come here. So actually there is no data for now. Let's register some user. Let's suppose Mohit, which has password 1234. Email will be equal to mohit.gmail.com. mohit@gmail.com. Let's hit submit. Yeah, user created successfully. Boom guys, we have created our user very successfully. Now we need to add this login functionality. We will create one form again. Let's copy this form. Let's save the time for now. Hey, log in here. Hey, please log in here. Okay, and the method will be like post. Here CSRF token will be there, and we will take username and password for login purpose. Okay, and submit will be there. Rest of the thing is same. Okay, in our views.py file index, we don't have to do anything. In login, we have to check if request dot method equal to post. If it is equal to post, then we will log in that user. Okay, we will get its variable first, that values first. Username equal to request dot post dot get username, and similarly for password will be equal to request dot post dot get password. Now user equal to, here that user will be equal to authenticate, username will be equal to username, password will be equal to password, and then we have to call login, which will take request and user. Okay, yeah, now we will log in. We will log in by Ravindra, password was 123. Let's hit submit. Yes, boom guys, login was successful. Okay, now we have registered and login still there. Okay, now what we want actually, when user is logged in, we will going to show its name in place of my friend. So in index.html file, where is that? What we can do here that in welcome my friend, instead of this we will specify the Jinja template tagging user. Okay, so now this should work. Let's see. Yes, Ravindra is there. If a user is logged in, we don't want register and login links. Okay, so we will do one thing. We will check. Okay, we will check if user dot is authenticated. Now is authenticated is a function basically which checks that user is logged in or not. Now is authenticated means it is logged in. So if it is logged in, we don't have to do anything. In the else part, we will going to show this, and we will going to close our, and if okay, so the links should, yes, the links went off. Now welcome Ravindra is shown here. I hope guys all concepts are clear to you, and if you really like this video, please hit that subscribe button and share to your friends. Thank you so much.